That kind of stuff. Hot pads, they're just fun to, it's a lot of fun.
What's it called?
This is the open toe darning foot, they call it, or free motion foot.
Does the Evolution have it?
Not the Evolution.
Evolution's a surgeon.
Evolution is a serger. It does something different. I think like the Unity and the Elagio Plus may come with it.
I don't think it did.
You don't think? Had to
Yeah, which one?
Elagio Plus with the open toe foot.
Yeah, I think it does.
That looks like the embroidery foot almost.
That's the edge joining foot. This is the open toe foot.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm going to sew a quick piece of binding on this for my next demo.
What you doing?
This is binding, and I'm just sewing the binding on right now, and I'm just going to sew a piece on. But using your edge joining foot, you can sew your binding on. So once you've sewn it to one side and you flip it over to the back, now you would put your edge joining foot on.
Amy, this is sounding promising. I'm telling you, my fingers are saying.
And you really need to iron it. But I'm not ironing
So
today.
which side of the fabric are you looking at now? You're on the front.
I'm on the front. I always sew to the front and turn it to the back.
She sewed to the back and turned it to
She sewed it to, Lori sewed from the front, from the back, turned it over to the front.
Oh.
But I like to know, I'd rather have my stitches that may not look so good on the back than on the front. Okay, now on the edge joining foot, there's a little metal guide right in the center. And what some of you guys may not know is on your machine where you can change the width, you can actually move your needle over to the left or over to the right. So I'm going to go, I'm probably going to have to turn my light on just a minute. Let me use my glasses. Because there's that little metal bar and I don't want to hit it. So I'm going to just adjust my width till my needle is over right where I can stitch in the ditch of the binding and the fabric. Then I just guide the fold of the fabric right along that metal bar, and I have just stitched that down and stitched it on the back. Okay,
So it top stitched on one side?
It's stitched in the ditch,
Okay.
and then the back side sewed down, just a stitch to hold the binding.
A top stitch looking stitch?
I'll send it. You'll see. Okay. Now, another thing that I have used it for is to make straps. And all I've done is fold it in half and then folded one side in and the other side in and folded it in half again. And you can use some fleece, fusible fleece, or some interfacing to make it a little bit stronger if you would like. But this gives you a top stitch on the strap. And you can set it however far you want. If you want it right on the edge or if you want it over just about 1/8 of an inch. And then you guide the fold right along the metal bar.
This is what we think is happening, okay? This is what we think is happening.
You can use your foot, the edge joining foot, if you have extra batting and you need to sew 2 pieces together to make a bigger piece. Just butt 2 pieces up on each side of that bar and do a zigzag, and it holds the 2 battings together.
What is the setting that where you're moving the needle? Which one?
That one.
Oh, okay.
And having that little bar to guide keeps it right in place, and you have 2 evenly spaced seams on both sides of the strap.
Yeah.
Is that it?
Nope.
Okay.
Okay. Now I'm going to just take a piece of bias strip, or I just cut a piece, folded it in towards the middle, and then I'm going to sew down each side, and I can make a casing, elastic, ribbon, whatever could go through there. And I'm going to change my width just a little bit so that it catches it right on the edge of that fabric. $12.99. Yeah, making a casing for the ribbon or elastic, and it just evenly spaces on both sides. That's hard to do if you sew it.
Does it come with any of the machines, Mel, or is it something we do have to get?
I don't think
It's
it
an
comes
extra.
with
Oh,
it.
they ain't gonna do any.
Alright, I've taken a piece of fabric and I've drawn lines that are 1 inch spaced apart. I can fold it on the first line. And I'm going to change my width as far as it'll go over.
Denise, is your needle as you're sewing this? So I don't have to get up and go up there and look. As you're sewing this, is the little foot on this part of the material, or is it?
It is
inside?
on the little strip side.
And then the needle foot. The little part is going on this side.
Alright, so I've done that one, and then I'm going to move down and fold another one. And put that fold right along that guide bar,
Like pin tucks.
like pin tucks.
The chevron and then the needle. I think the bar's on this side.
And the needle's on the left of that bar.
I think so too. Ask her again.
And I have a finished project.
Aren't you smart?
So Denise,
So there's your pin tuck.
on the foot itself, as that foot is facing me, as that foot is facing you right now, the bar is running on the edge of this fabric, and the needle is running as it faces me on the right side of that bar.
It'd be on the left side of the bar. You can move it to the right side. Come look.
Am I about to be in the middle of this video?
Yeah, go ahead. Here are our videos.
Pause it.
I can't.
See, I'm wanting to put the ribbon. I'm going to sew it down. And the bars right
Okay,
here.
she's got hers just opposite of what we're saying. Her ribbon is on this side, so she's sewing
The bar is
this
here,
one.
the ribbon's here. But the ribbon up to, or the piece up to the bar.
So
The
we got-
needle is on this side to sew it down. You can, however, move the needle using your width. You can move it to the other side of the bar and do it on the other side. Does that make sense?
So your guide is tracking here. Look, your guide is tracking here,
Right.
and your needle, as it faces you, is on the right side of that bar. We thought
Yeah.
the guide was tracking here.
No.
We thought you were sewing on this side.
No.
We
Guide-
just have it backwards.
Yeah, the guide is in the center. My ribbon is butted up to the guide.
That looks
The
like a
needle
heavy
is on
needle, too.
the left side of the bar.
I might get
And you can move it over as far as you want. Now, if I wanted to use it on the other side, I can also do that. I can move the width to the other side so that it puts my needle on the other side and butt the bar up on the right side, the ribbon on the right side and the needle on the right. So either, you can do it either way. Too far.
I think my top stitching might get a whole lot straighter.
Okay, see, this time it was on this side. So, and you can see how close you can get to the edge of that ribbon.
Can you get it a little further away from the ribbon too?
Cam?
In other words, if you wanted a little,
I don't know where you need your stitches. I don't know which one has stuff.
Yep, if you wanted it, it'll only go, your machines, most of them have a 7mm width.
So there's
Have a 7mm width, so you can move it over to one side so far, and then you can move it back to the other side so far. Probably 3.5, I guess,
was
if
gonna
you
be
have a total
blurry
of
for
7,
some
3.5 millimeters this way, 3.5 that way. Now I took a piece of ribbon and just kind of pleated it on the bottom and sewed it to it using the edge joining foot like that. And then I did my, for those of you that were in Serger Club, I did my stocking. I put the ribbon really close and it stitches it real close to the edge.
Okay.
Now that's what you were talking about, inserting the...
So edge joining foot, a lot of people think you just join two pieces together, but you can do a lot more with it. I was real impressed when I started digging into it. I'm like, I like this foot.
You can sew like two pieces of lace together.
And just bump them together and zigzag them together on your heirloom sewing. Yeah. I'll go look, make sure. I'll let you know. I don't remember if it did or didn't. I actually ended up having two at home. I had 2 feet, probably that I'd bought two. I probably doubled